but you've also been somewhat critical of Elon Musk and his role, well, within the campaign and using. So for those who don't know, Elon Musk has essentially used X to heavily promote President Trump's campaign in a non-neutral way. Uh, and he also is reportedly on the phone call with President Zelensky and President Trump, and was listening in and participating in that conversation. Uh, and he's also been granted a position within the government as well, the Department of Government Efficiency. What are your thoughts on Elon Musk's role in all of this and how he's playing kind of, I don't know if you want to call it kingmaker or like the power behind the throne or just a guy who's an advisor, but some kind of role here in promoting President Trump and also working in his administration, including with the Ukraine conflict?
Well, that's something you should be worried about, not me. That as much as I mean, I am worried, but that's something Americans should be worried about first and foremost. That their country is literally turning into oligarchy. So that's something I really am not fond of as a Eastern European. It's something that we try to escape for, well, forever, really. Like especially after post-Soviet Union, this whole thing, because Russia is ruled that way essentially, and used to be at least. And yeah, you have what is essentially a richest man alive that is now not only sponsoring, like with his own money, a Trump's campaign, right? But he also bought the biggest news platform that Americans primarily used for news and political stuff, with his Russian buddy, a billionaire a friend of his who helped him buy Twitter, interestingly enough, and then use that platform to promote like crazy Trump. Russian narratives, Russian propaganda is highlighted, hyped, like, I don't know, pro-Ukrainian positions are sort of shadow bound, or at least soft shadow banned. And yeah, so those were the main things. So anti-democrat, MAGA, pro-Trump, and of course Russian David Sachs. All those like people are uplifted, retweeted by him. He gave them the biggest megaphone on the planet, essentially. And of course Russian bots have been swarming the fucking place. Anyone with eyes can see that. And yeah, it's I don't know if that's like the reason Trump won. Obviously, there are other reasons why people supported Trump in the United States. But you can't say that it didn't have any effect. Of course, it did, right? And yeah, and because of that, yeah, now he's kind of like co-oping the country. And I think if he's like in the co-op with Trump, basically. So having phone calls with Putin, Zelensky, Serbia president as well. So it's pretty unhinged. I think anyone who's supposed to be like anti-corruption, anti like elites or whatever magas like to say there are, it's pretty difficult to take them serious, considering that the biggest elites, the richest people in their country, are now basically buying themselves power in the country. It's just blatantly in front of everyone's face. So in that sense, I say that's bad for United States, that's bad for the world, that's bad for pretty much everyone, and that's bad for democracy, of course, as well in United States, but in the world in general. And yeah, and Elon has been in this swamp of Russian narratives and Russian propaganda for a long time, whether he himself believes it or he just uplifts them for some sort of like political or a reasoning. I genuinely can't tell. I'm not a mind reader, but if there is any mind to read left in that guy. But anyhow, point is that whether his reasoning, he's assisting, of course, Russia, and he's assisting very harmful plans and ideas, and that potentially can really harm Ukraine in particular. Yeah.